Hello everybody and welcome back to the Library of Ruina. Alrighty, so there is something that I would like to bring up from the previous episode. Let it be known that I was a fool. Okay, so last episode I brought up that a commenter had mentioned something about light, right? So, I am now going to bring up that I was mistaken on what I thought they said, and because of that, I do want to give a shout out to that very same commenter known as Count Super C, who appears to be some kind of duck Sith. We'll just go with it. But, basically, as a TLDR, I misunderstood what was being explained to me with how Gebura's ego light restoration thing works. And basically, I'm not going to pretend I fully understand it because I still don't. Even having it explained to me like twice now, I still don't fully get it. But you know what? That's a me weakness. That is not an being explained weakness. After all, as we all know, Grandpa Shadow cannot read. So, basically, here's what I'm understanding. And I'm going to tab out. Okay, so it is when I was using Manifest Ego, the light was being restored at its own cost. So, using Gebura's Manifest Ego first is a bad idea. Using it last is a good idea. That's the TLDR that I've gotten from it. And there was a bit more to it. For example, I sort of mentioned that it was super complicated, and Count Super C went on to basically say that you can find the comment in the previous episode. I'm not even gonna butcher the explanation. Basically, light restoration is really confusing, but it has some sort of rhyme and reason. Now, with that being said, allow us to continue our journey. Now, I do, again, want to just say, I do really appreciate when you guys take the time to try and explain a mechanic to me. Sorry about all the wild cuts. My nose is, like, absolutely destroying me. I don't know if it's some kind of allergies or what, but I can, like, feel it in the back of my throat, and it's really bugging me. But I really do appreciate when you guys take the time to explain a mechanic to me. Even though I might not fully understand all the time, I really do appreciate it. And, of course, I do appreciate your guys' patience with me. Look, Grandpa Shadow, you know, he's not in his prime anymore. At the ripe old age of 25 years old, he's getting up there. I've already got some grays in my hair, which is a real thing, by the way. I have quite dark hair, and along kind of my forehead, I have, like, these honestly, I kind of like them, but they're like these silver streaks of hair. They're not too noticeable, but they're noticeable enough for me to notice. So if that doesn't say that I'm getting old, I don't know what does. I was also told, apparently, if you bring Gebura to a lot of these early fights, yeah, the whole Myongist thing gets completely reversed on you, which is just fantastic. Now, it's time to go against the cold melody. Reinhardt. Wait a minute, this, actually, wait a minute. Angela is different. Wait. Okay, this has nothing to do with parallel timelines. However, Angela's been changed. Dude, am I losing it? I might be. I must be. I'll look at it later. I'll look at it later. But I also seem to remember that this was something about, like, the cycle can never be broken or something. I don't remember it saying secretary, and when setting up a combat page, there is an additional deck that controls the character's passive. Wait, what? When setting up combat pages, there is an additional deck that controls the character's passive abilities. Okay. Right. Okay. Sorry that I got completely brought over by that. I didn't know. Okay, so anyway, Reinhardt, the exact same seems to be everything that we know and love. Da Capo, Music of Continuum, seems to be the same sound of unison. Peel, I don't seem to recall Peel. Change effect of Peel passive. When HP drops to 500, enter the next phase. Okay. Yeah, and we know what these are. Okay. Alright, let's go. Note, reception is not necessary for this level. Oh, so this is just like a bonus level? Whoa! Look at the little animation on her. What am I looking at? Quiploth counter. Value can be less than 0, and depending on whether it exceeds 0, Quiploth deterrent will be either in stable or overload state. Quiploth deterrent's overload. At the start of the scene, take stagger damage equal to 2.5 times Quiploth counter. If staggered, do not recover from it until the counter becomes 1 or higher. Huh? Okay, that's new. What else is new? Let's see. Fanaticism. Quiploth 6. For the rest of the act, whenever user uses instant combat page on ally, ally takes 8 damage and gains 1 strength. If targeted ally does not have any abnormality pages, they gain 1 damage up. Okay, so it doesn't just reduce the cost. Okay. I understand, I think. Right, okay. Well, in that case, let's just use Fanaticism right now then, because we're not really going to be able to use it for much else. We're going to go for Book of Revelation. We do have both of them to worry about, which is pretty scary. Let's see. We should be able to get through with the wing stained with blood. And that should go just fine. I'm gonna go for Operation Instruction. Then, over here, we're gonna go for Overwhelming Momentum. That should give us a little bit of strength to work with. And then I guess I'm just gonna spend extra so that we draw. Then, over here, we're gonna go for Pincer Attack. That should work out really, really nice. I'm just gonna go for a random rebuild. We're gonna go for another Pincer Attack and another rebuild. Go. Okay, well, we got through with a little bit of our attacks. Unfortunately, not with Freedom. Operation Instruction does kind of work out for us. Pincer Movement. Okay, we take a little bit of damage. Not the end of the world. Oh, you have some kind of Quiploth effect. Okay, Overwhelming Momentum is going to buff us up for next turn. Rebuild, not doing very much. That's fine. Book of Revelation is not going to go off. Fanaticism Counter Dice is also not quite going to work. Okay, Will of the Prescript rolled absolutely 0. Lean Bloody Wings also not doing a whole lot for us. Okay, so that definitely didn't go perfect. Can we re-roll and potentially get the... Now, I know it has a really rare chance, but can we get what we're looking for?
I shall heal you, curing you of all disease and injury you possess.
Aha! And we'll also do 13th Toll. We're already at emotion level 4? Okay.
Then I suppose it is time for the Advent.
Yeah. Penitence as well? We already get Confession as well? Wow? And then let's get Paradise Lost, just so it's there and ready. Let's go for...
Doubt.
Wait a minute, they're different. Why are these different too? Bro. Okay, well... Get Ordeal. Give one parade to target of the first page used by this character in the scene. March. Whenever emotion level rises, gain 2 stagger fragile next scene. After using a combat page, if the character has enough emotion points to raise emotion level at the end of the scene, do that immediately instead. If the character wins a clash, lose the clash, or makes a successful hit 3 times in a row against the same target, inflict 2 parade to the target. Doubt. At the start of each scene, lower Quiplov counter on this character by 3. When using a combat page set in the first speed die, mark target speed die for the next scene. On hit, effects of allies page targeting that speed die will be activated twice, once per ally. Fruit of Understanding. Each scene, page ability and dice abilities of the page targeted by combat page set in the first speed die of this character are nullified, and Quiplov counter is lowered by the number of abilities nullified. The Perfect Meal. After this character uses a page set in the first speed die, another random not staggered ally will use a combat page whose original cost is 2 or lower against the target of the page. Once per scene, does not activate after using a mass attack page or counter only page. Lower Quiplov counter on this character by the original cost of the page used by an ally plus number of dice on it. Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay, well, we already have all 4. Are these different? Helix of the End, Quiplov 10. Targets all characters. All dice on this page deal damage divided between 50 rolls. That's normal. Mass Individual, Quiplov 4. Targets all characters. On hit, destroy targeted page after a random ally uses a page. That ally will additionally use a destroyed page once per page. Okay. The God Delusion. Quiplov 13. Targets all characters. Combat roll. Roll all dice on the stage, including dice and counter cues. Add 4 dice of each type / pierce, blunt, block to the dice queue. Copy all abilities of the dice corresponding types and copy 25% of power, minimum value boost, max value boost, damage increase, and stagger damage increase of dice of corresponding types. Okay, yeah, we'll just take that one. Hey, Angela, you doing okay? You looked a little stressed out there. So what state are we in? Oh, so if we get staggered... Okay, hang on. So we want it to be higher. All combat pages have their cost reduced by 1. This status is purged in 2 scenes. Uh-huh. So we want to raise it. We want to raise... Wait a minute. We can use this again? So we want that to be higher. I'm not getting feedback. Wait a minute. When a librarian uses fanaticism combat page, they take 8 damage. If they do... Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Pentians, just so we get a bit of healing. Okay. Actually, Angela's not summoning, employees or anything anymore either. She's actually just using like abnormality stuff. Interesting. Okay. Wing braces for knowledge is gonna get through that, no problem. The Ujat is gonna give everyone a little bit of protection next scene. Blind Faith, despite having power nullification, does not do a very good job. Advent is doing a lot of deflection damage. We like that. Okay, Ujat for even more protection next turn. Book of Light, unfortunately, not working at all in our favor. But we're already emotion level 5 on, like, turn 2.
Have I not chosen you, 12? Now rise, my servants. Rise and serve me.
We already have... Okay, yeah. We should be fine. And there it is. Wait, what? We don't even have to use... What? They made it easier? They changed how she looks? Hang on, I gotta get a zoom in on this. Wait a minute. Dude, she looks so cool. What? Look at how cool she looks. Dude, she looks awesome. Well then, shall we begin? By the way, all of the apostles also got new pages. I'm not going to go through all of them, but just know they are sick looking, and I think that they are cool. However, our pages seem to be the exact same. So, that's nice at least. Wow, we lost that clash. That sucks. Well, let's see how much we can do here. Okay, real big damage. We like that. Carmen looking extremely regal as she does her stuff. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We're doing so much damage. However, Reinhardt has so much extra health that he's actually in the thousands. Could be a bit of a problem. 60. Yeah, that seems real good. Ostracize. We did all that damage, and he still has close to 1,000 health? Holy, dude. It's fine, it's no joke. Dessert has appeared for Katya, so it looks like we're gonna have to deal with that. Okay, let's see. Now, apparently... Oh, I guess not. Yeah, it said something about, where was it? I think it was this. Let's see. Gain the effects of the endless... One per... Oh, okay. No, never mind. We'd still have the... Okay, yeah. Yeah. We're fine. I thought our people actually had new effects. Then let us continue. Okay, that dice destruction really sucks on our buddies, but something tells me they won't really care. Arrogance coming down. Negligence. Arbitrariness. Dude, Reinhardt still has 800 health. He is no joke. Okay, behead counter dice. Working out really nicely for us. That erosion we have is a little bit of a problem, but it doesn't seem like they're too fussed about it. Yeah, that's pretty good. Would it be a bad idea to just go for the God Delusion? Is that a bad decision? I'm sure it's fine. Oh, yeah, that dice destruction is no joke. Now, it'd be a little different if we could actually control the Apostles. Unfortunately, we're not able to, though we're not necessarily taking too much in terms of damage. Okay, our counter dice working out decently well for us.
Obey.
Okay, Slay doing a good amount of damage. Obey, getting through a little bit, though we're not actually able to do damage to Katya until Dessert is dead. Oh, wait a minute. Did our mass attack... Did it get destroyed? I think it did. Okay, so even though we have a way to restore our light now, we can't use it because it'll get destroyed. Also, it says cannot be stacked, but that's clearly not true because we had 2 stacks of it in the previous turn. Let's see. If we use coercion... Actually, hang on. You were targeting me, so boop. Yeah, I want... You know what? It actually kind of sucks, too, because they're not able to do anything, and they're targeting the wrong people. So even though we can use coercion, it's actually not enough. Yeah, no, that's real unfortunate. It seems like true White Knight is actually pretty hard countered by these two being together. That's not a sentence I thought I'd ever say. Oh yeah, there it was. Light deduction. Oh, I see. Every single time Katya hits someone, we all lose light. Oh yeah, that's bad. Interesting. But we can't do damage to Katya until Dessert is dead. Huh. Yeah, how about that? We found the true counter to Full Bloom Paradise. How about that?
Well then, tough guy, you think you're strong enough to face the White Knight? Then prepare to be faced with the Helix of the End.
Okay, we take 0 damage. They take a good amount from the looks of it.
Obey, slay, behead.
Yeah, looks like our damage is doing much better than last time. Hopefully, we've been a little bit more careful with our resources, and we're not gonna immediately regret everything ever. Katya is at the 400 mark, which means we're not going to be able to do any more damage. Behead, however, is still going to inflict some erosion, which is going to do us very, very nicely in the coming turns, though we do have to focus Dessert. And that's where this fight is going to get difficult. Okay, ton of light restored. Let us see what can be done. We're not just going to go ham. Oh. All of us are inflicted with 12 damage down, actually, so looks like we're not going to be doing any damage this turn. Okay, but that 12 damage down is kind of a... we didn't re-roll at all? Why? Why did our dice not get re-rolled? Is it... Oh... Is it technically because we didn't have any debuffs to give away? Who's doing this? Is it Dessert? Deal 3. If target has a negative status effect, power +1 and damage -3. No, because that's not giving damage -3. Okay, so it's not that. It's not any of your pages. Dessert is immune to Dessert is immune to negative status effects. Okay, that's problematic. But it's not that. I'm just gonna pass this turn and then go for Helix of the End next turn. I have a sneaking suspicion that might have been what's doing it. I'm actually unsure though, because they don't deal damage down. It must have been Helix of the End. Maybe we shouldn't have used it. I guess we could try one more time. Watching the footage back, it was definitely Helix of the End that just permanently debuffed us. So we're going to try a different approach this time. We're going to go exclusively, kind of, for Reinhardt, just to try and get him down. We are currently going for Despair, Ostracism, Arrogance, and Negligence. And we're just going to hope that we can burst him down before it's game over. Basically. Now, so far, we are doing a lot of damage, though we're also doing damage to Katya, which is not fantastic. But, hopefully, we will be able to do it no problem. Especially with the mass debuffing that we're going to do. Arrogance getting through a lot of those counter dice, which means we get to go for Ostracize. Here it is. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You're at the threshold where you can no longer take damage, which is plenty for me. Combined with all of that erosion, we should be able to take Reinhardt out, no problem. Issue, Dessert has also spawned. Not great, not my favorite, but what are you gonna do? So let's see. We do have a couple of attacks going on to Reinhardt. Yeah, we just want to get you out of the picture, basically. So what I'm going to do, let's see, are we debuffed at all? No, not from the looks of it. I mean, technically we could go for... No, that's dumb. I was gonna go Despair and Ostracism, not to play. Let's go for Heartless right here. That way everything is fatal, right? For the scene, resistances of all characters is set to fatal, yes. Then, this will make it so all of our stuff costs less. Okay. Then we are going to just go for Arrogance to get more damage. And we're gonna hope that's enough. I really hope you guys can kill Reinhardt. So far, not looking fantastic, though. Okay, our dice are more or less completely countered. A little bit unfortunate there. Arbitrariness is going to do a good amount of damage, though. Arrogance also doing a pretty good amount. Obey getting through to do a little bit of damage. And then we win a couple of our counter dice. Okay, we're taking a little bit more damage than I would like. And also, Reinhardt is not even close to being dead yet. Okay, a little bit better. Still not quite as close as I'd like. Okay, Abby is dead, which sucks. That means we lose some passives. Reinhardt's getting so much health that I'm actually starting to be unsure if we can even kill him. Yeah. Okay. We don't have the cold passive yet. We can't go for God Delusion. I mean, hey, at least we're going for dessert. Okay, I think we tank that. Then follow it up. Then we regain some of our light. I think that's the play. So we're all fatal again. Heartless immediately got undid, so unfortunately we aren't going to make use out of it at all. Ow. Wow, yeah. Just took 100 damage from dessert. Wow. We have done literally 0 damage to Reinhardt. Oh, of course now we have page destruction when we're finally able to use it, so it's gonna do actually nothing. Yeah, immediately undid. Okay, so I've come to the conclusion that Reinhardt and Katya, literally just counter this entire floor. The light drain, combined with the denial of one of our pages, combined with one of the characters becoming invulnerable if the other is up. Yeah. This is actually the hard counter to this floor. And that's with me lightly redoing this floor to be even better, too. Like, this floor is as good as it's gonna get, other than me playing it better. So, yeah. That's that. Full Bloom Paradise cannot beat this reception, at least not with me behind the wheel. Wait a minute, why are we emotion level 3 again? Wait, does this fight just start you at emotion level 3? Is that what's happening? Oh, okay, I thought that was a full moon, or incomplete Angela thing that was going on. Oh, so you actually just start this fight at emotion level 3. Okay, wow. I don't know how I completely missed that, all of these attempts, but, yeah, alright. Well, in that case, stagger damage doesn't matter, so we're gonna do Sword of Frost. You know what? We'll do Sword of Frost on Dark Carbon. Then we will go for Scars on Mr. No. Yeah. Guilt can only go on one person, so we're gonna go for pulsation. Then we're gonna go for wrist cutter. Let's go for fervent beads. Let's go guilt. You know what? Hang on. So, you know what? Let's go guilt on Dark Carmen, and then we can go for Frost Splinter. Okay, here comes Sally Dice. Here comes guilt again. Oh, are we soft locked? I see. We are soft locked. Man, this is a reception that just keeps on giving, doesn't it? It doesn't end, man. Okay, so both of our number 1 floors are hard countered because one is just flat hard countered, and the other soft locks because we start at a heightened emotion level. Cool. Okay, 3 things I want to bring up. Number 1, so I looked into it. Apparently, Sally's page is just universally broken from changing over to the base mod. So, unfortunately, until there's a patch for Angels of Ruina, she's just going to be broken. Or, I mean, unless base mod is able to fix it in some way, but I'm kind of doubtful of that. Another thing is, I was given a mod that I'm 50-50 about. Basically, it makes it so that any overflow light restoration that you get will go into the next scene, so that you're never actually just wasting light because of whatever dice slot you slotted your page into. I have 2 mindsets about that. Number 1, skill issue. Number 2, it sounds so nice. Because there's some times where I will just flat get confused. I'll be like, I don't know why I didn't restore light. I'm completely clueless. Yeah, it's because of a ordering issue, basically, which was explained to me in the previous episode, which is also why that mod was recommended to me. Another thing is, I was told that Cold Sun and Angelos's deck was reworked. So Cold Sun got an update, and Angel OS got a update, which we already saw. So at some point, we will go check out Cold Sun. But for the moment, let us continue. And the third thing, by the way, is I know that we don't have to win this fight, but you know what? I'm still gonna try, because whatever.
Lamp.
Doesn't matter that it didn't land. The power nullification did. We're gonna lock down Katya as much as we possibly can, tackle mount so that we can get a lot of damage, and so we're able to progress our recipe as much as possible. We do get a double reflect. Justitia! Because you have too much health. I think that was 70 damage. Pierce through. 4 hits. You love to see that. Counter dice protects us a decent amount. Is gonna get double power, but still roll minimum, but inner expiration is immediately gonna outdo it. We do take a little bit of damage, but that's fine. Unsettling desire. Okay, tail whisk. Our recipe might have progressed. We get a little bit of friendly healing. Little bit of bleed for next turn. 150 has been achieved, so Reinhardt is about to hit the second phase, which is where we really struggled to kill him. So we're just gonna hope that this is enough. The cold. Also, here's what we have as far as ego page goes. Yukari has Weight of Sin because she's going to be healing so much that damage means nothing. Marcos Jr. with Tilted Scale because more healing is very good. Azazel with Judgment because percent health right now is crazy. And Sombor with Big Eyes. And once we hit emotion level 5, we are going to take Guardians of the Forest because everyone has an ego page, so it should buff all of us up. Alright, speaking of light, we're not doing very well with it, but we're just going to see what we can do. Little bit of Fairy inflicted to Katya to try and give us a little bit of juice. Pow, sow, slam. Okay, Clash of Blades. Mostly working against those counter dice. Binding Chains doing a good amount of damage. If there was any counter dice to worry about, they all would have had their power reduced by 1. If we can kill Reinhardt basically this turn or next turn before he starts really stacking health, that would be ideal. Issue, it doesn't seem like we're doing quite enough damage for that, even though we are doing a fair amount. Good amount of blocks being done. Katya is approaching that 400 mark, which is very, very frightening. Okay, we all get a little bit of healing. Reinhardt gets a lot of health back. We are just going to go for a plain, simple Fairy. Then, they don't have too much power, but let me see. Are you using... Where is it? No, you're not. Okay, you have a lot of musical notes, which is frightening, so we're just keep going. Alright, yeah, that light issue is really rearing its head. We're not able to use a whole lot of abilities, so Sombor, unfortunately, is just going to go down. Not a lot we can do against it. That counter dice completely getting through. But our second round of Lean Bloody Wings does manage to get through. Sombor taking a lot of damage now that he's staggered, even with the incredible amount of protection that he's got. Pierce through. Oh, does get stopped. And Binding Chains, even though we are reducing the power by 1, does not seem to be doing quite enough. Token of Friendship is going to heal Sombor just a little bit. Is it going to be enough to keep him alive? It's not looking too amazing. Pack Onslaught is going to draw us some goodies. Sombor taking a lot of damage, and he does go down to exactly 4 damage. Now, I'm pretty sure that Guardians of the Forest is no longer going to work. So, we're going to try, and then I'm also going to go for Apocalypse. No, it did seem to go off. Okay. We're not inflicted with Frost, so tell you what, I'm just gonna do mass attacks, and I will not be convinced otherwise. Let's see. Big damage, then I think we just go for Fairy for the light restoration. No one is quite low enough health. You guys do have a little bit of extra attack, so you know what? I'm just gonna say screw it, and we're just gonna debuff you as much as possible. Apocalypse will roll more than this, so we are just gonna go for it. I'm just gonna stack as much damage as I possibly can. Okay, nothing else that costs 1. Yukari, you can go for Everlasting Thirst for a whopping 1, so let's go ahead and do that. Unsettling Desire, that way we can draw. And I'm going to go Blood of Mercy on Katya, even though it's a little preemptive. I think we can get away with it. Let's go Arcana Wave right here. Ooh. I'm going to go Blitz and Lean Bloody Wings. And let's just hope that this works out. Really risky. Degraded Seal is going to help us regardless, though. Neither are immune to their dice being destroyed. We go ahead and inflict Power Nullification on them so that they're not able to get anything. Everlasting Thirst. Okay, we do hit 1. Hit both. We're not doing a whole lot of damage. Okay, decent. Apocalypse. Destroying some dice, doing really solid damage. Fairy actually getting through. That means we're going to get a little bit of damage with everything that he does. 63 health. And Justitia takes out Reinhardt. We do not have to worry about the freezing cold ability. Issue, we do still need to go through Dessert and Katya just in time for Phase 2. By the way, Guardians of the Forest is actually working, so that's nice. That's really, really nice. Our stuff does still cost additional light, but since we don't have to worry about... Wait, what? If all 5 librarians have an abnormality page, when using Twilight Ego page, add a blunt die, roll 1 to 4, gain power equal to power gain of all dice of all allies. Huh? That's new. I don't seem to recall Bina having that. That's definitely new. I don't remember that at all. Alright, let's see if we can kill Dessert. Okay, tiny bit of damage being done. We also do get a seal for next turn. Every little bit that we can get away with, I'm going to. Uncontrollable Pulsation doing a ton of damage, but Dessert is immune to all status effects, except for Sin, apparently. Inner Expiration doing a whopping 25 damage. We are definitely loading up the damage, though, so that is a really nice change of pace. Okay, our counter dice completely keeping us safe. We do take a tiny bit of damage. Ugh. Okay. It could have been worse. That could have been a lot worse. The issue we're having now is we don't have any light. That whole light destruction thing that Katya does, it is biting us, and it is biting us hard. Actually, because of the light destruction, I think we're out of gas. Okay, we have to lose that. 5 to 7. We'll deal 8. So our best bet is to go for Token of Friendship and just hope it misses. Go Shockwave, just because it's probably our best option. We don't have anything that costs 0, so Yukari is dead in the water for this turn. I'm gonna go for Pierce Through, just to get some extra damage. Then we can go Frontal Trail to try and negate a little bit. Oh, not pretty. Okay, try and resist that. Yeah, that's all we got. That's our entire turn. The light reduction goes off, even though we hadn't actually hit anybody yet. Okay, no damage being done to Katya because Dessert is still alive. We did end up getting it. Very, very lucky for us. Pierce Through, unfortunately, does not win all of those clashes. It would have been amazing if it did. And because we're taking some hits, we are currently going to be losing some light next scene. Let's see how bad it is. We are at effectively 0 light. Ugh. And Yukari is still at 0. Yeah. So even though we don't have to worry about the frozen passive anymore, Katya and Dessert, it's too much. Well, this is an optional reception for a reason. I gotta be honest, I don't think any of our floors can do this. I've pretty much went over all the reasons why, but I actually think for our current setup, for every single one of our floors, not a single one can do it. I think in order to do this fight, you need to somehow burst down Katya to phase 2, burst down Dessert within 2 scenes, kill Katya, and then go for Reinhardt, which is an extraordinarily tall order. Debatably too tall, especially because if you bring Gebura to this fight, all of them gain power based on the speed that you're using. The more speed you have, the more power they have, basically. So yeah, unfortunately, I think this is actually impossible with our setup. Neves. Hunting daggers. 30% attack damage, heals HP. You're censored. Oh no. That's what that is, isn't it? Oh boy. If at heals 5 HP, gain 1 to 2 tracing. Draw 2 additional pages at the start of the act. I think there's some words missing there. Up to 4 tracing in a scene untransferable. So it's a 4 trigrams thing, and then you also draw 2 pages at the start of the act. And if you're at a certain amount of HP, you heal 5 HP? I think? I think I'm getting that. Hound Track. Have 10 tracing, damage and confusion dealt plus 45%. So if you have 10 tracing, you basically deal 1.5 times damage. Okay. Deep Trauma. Immune to bleed if you have 20 tracing. Okay. Blade Fear. Upon a successful slash attack, inflict 1 bleed next scene. At level 3, this passive is upgraded. This passive cannot be enhanced when as Neves is not carrying it. Track down. Deep Trauma Strengthen. If the last enemy character you attack at the end of the last act has at least 15 levels of bleed, if the initial cost of using the page is greater than 2, destroy the page and apply power, nullify power. HP can't get below 1. If you HP get below 5, restore your full HP and do 50 damage to gain 20 bleed. Is that once per act, or are you actually just invincible? I wouldn't be surprised at this point. Okay. Double Stone Whetstone. On use, the next act, draw 1 page to make its cost -1, spend 3 bleed to gain 1 tracing. On hit, the next act, draw 1 page to make its cost -1. Cellar Hunt. Combat start, spend 10 bleed, gain 1 3 to 6 counter slash die. On Clash Win, inflict 2 bleed, next scene. Arrest. This card triggers the effect based on the card to be used next. On hit, inflict 1 bleed to each other. On hit, inflict 2 bleed to each other. If you're using Take Cover, you will draw the lowest cost page. If you're using Cellar Hunt, you will spend 10 bleed to gain 5 tracing. Day and Night Raids, you will draw 1 page. An arbitrary card, you will restore 1 light. Okay. Right. Day and Night Raids. Combat starts, spend 10 bleed, restore 2 light. On use, draw 1 page. On hit, inflict 2 bleed to each other, up to twice. Take Cover. Combat starts, spend 5 tracing, disengage. Designated target card, disengage cost is more than 3, gain 3 tracing. You know, the English translation was decent enough, understandable enough. This particular reception, I think, needs another look over. It's kind of bad for this one. The English translation, hey, I know. Speaking another language, translating another language is not easy. I physically could not do it. However, I think this one might need a second glance, because the rest have been passable. This one, however, is a lot harder to understand, I'm afraid. On Clash Win, reduce power of opponent's next die by 2. On hit, gain 1 tracing. By the way, looking at it a bit closer, it's definitely mimicry. It's not censored, so my bad, Chief. Now, I might have censored elements, but I'm pretty sure it's primarily mimicry. Okay, let's go. Probing Attack does nothing both times. Okay, we don't get... Wow, what are these rolls? Holy! Have we won a single clash yet? Wow, that is some horrible. That was awful. Okay, so turn number 1, not going very well for us. Multi-slash is gonna get a little bit of value. Yeah, not good. By the way, we did use the concessionary contract, which gives us Pierce Dice Power +1, and on a successful Pierce attack, inflict 1 to 2 aroma, and all allies recover 1 to 2 stagger. And aroma, you take a little bit of stagger on your turn. Pretty good.
Once more into the breach. Whew, man, those are some
Huge rolls. Also, it seems that we don't destroy the next die. Also, the counter dice of the enemy are untranslated boxes. Very unfortunate. Non-conductor is going to be powered up because we are afflicted by... Did we just die on Netzak? I think Netzak just died. Yeah, no, that was definitely his passive that went off. That is, real bad. So Netzak has already used up his revival passive. Cool, great. Yeah, this, huh. Not great, is it? Not very good at all.
Try this on for size.
Okay, our magic bullets doing a lot of damage. Unfortunately, we are not able to get through all of those dice, but we are doing good damage. We're getting close to a stagger resist. The fact that we have a mark is really helping. That 50% bonus is doing wonders for us. Arc Rush does manage to get through. 0 stagger damage being done, though, and all of our dice, unfortunately, don't do very much either. Very close to doing a Decay Ampule. Unfortunately, it did not happen. I'm going to go for Elation on Netzak, because there's already a good chance that he gets staggered, so, I mean, we may as well just double dip, right?
Try once more.
Okay, counter dice is going to be used up. We are getting very, very close to getting a stagger. Now, we do also have to remember that Neves is going to revive at least once. There's a chance it goes off multiple times, but we know it'll go off at least once. Ow! Facey Randy just took 32 damage? Oh. Huh. To the Heart of the Beast, I don't seem to remember. Preemptive, have 20 tracing, target resist is vulnerable, have 30 tracing, target resist is weak. Venery, have 8 bleed, discard all dice power +2, on hit inflict 5 bleed to each other. Right, definitely not remembering that one.
Go, go, go! Destroy that mimicry!
Okay, enemy counter dice is unfortunately going to absolutely destroy us. Oof, even with all that extra power, unfortunately, Kura does go down. Also, Netzak does end up getting staggered. 22 roll happening from Neves. Yeah. We do end up dying to bleed, so yeah, that's super unfortunate is what I'll say to that. Let's go ahead and go for Flower Petals on Netzak. I don't think Da Capo's gonna do a whole lot, but you know what? We're gonna go ahead and try. And then I'm immediately gonna do it. Let me see. I think we have the best odds right here. Let's go for a probing attack. That first die is absolutely not going to land. There's also a very high chance that 90% of our stuff does not land. Let's restore some health on Isabel. Now, let's do how it's done. That has a decent chance. Let's go Angel's Light and Decay Ampule and just roll with it. Okay, movement 1 gets... Wow, these rolls? Wow, 4 to 8, 16. Okay, so you're definitely gaining power based on bleed, huh? 7 to 19, 34. Huh. No amount of tankiness in the world is gonna be enough to resist that one. Maybe we can destroy all of the opponent's dice. Let's go right here so we can just try and destroy the counter dice. Let's go K-Corp, because that'll give us some healing. And then let's get some more K-Corp, because that'll be more healing. Nah, you know what? Can we give this to ourselves? No? Okay. Well. Just roll with it. You are dead no matter what you do, Sam. The first attack you make is going to kill you. We're just gonna hope that maybe we can make it to Netzach being max level. Because if we do, we can do the aroma cheese thing. Though we're taking so much damage, I don't actually think we're gonna make it. No, we're dead before we're even able to make use of our ampules. Dang! Okay, yeah. Just roll for 30 plus. Okay. What's the plan?
There's got to be another way. Are you tired of this happening to you?
48 bleed? Wow, that's a lot of increased power.
Then try the lamp.
Yeah, we don't have lamp yet because we got here too fast, but you know what else works as a nice substitute? Fairy.
If only we could land it.
Okay, pretty big damage from Marcos Jr. We're also doing quite a bit from Yukari.
And the blood of mercy
allows us to heal quite a bit. We are taking some pretty monstrous levels of damage, though. Lean Bloody Wings is a bit of a double-edged sword because we are inflicting bleed, which, what was that damage that Sombor just did? What just happened? What? Sombor just, like, two-shot Neves? Huh? Dude, that went so fast, I actually don't... Was it... Neves doesn't take bleed damage, so it wasn't that. Huh? Oh. Tackle Mount. On hit, damage increases by the amount of bleed on the target. Holy! The most damage you've ever seen out of Tackle Mount. Dude, what was that, like 80 damage a hit? Oh no. Archer. Well, you know, I think it's only fitting that we bring Hakma to this one, you know. You see why, surely. Endured to everything. Paradise Lost. Recovery, HP, and stagger resist equal to deal damage times 25%. Absorb damage, which is not higher than 3. Archer. Oh boy. Draw 2 more pages at the start of the act. Mark a random page in hand each scene. If more than 3 pages have mark in hand, restore 1 additional light at the start of the scene. Okay, my adverse reaction there was because I saw mark, and I was like, oh boy, we're gonna be taking damage. No, it's not that. Zealots. If dice rolled minimum, re-roll an increased minimum by 2 once per dice. That's insane. Once per dice? Okay. Sure. Pure World. Deal 15% damage per emotion level with a cap of 50%. If emotion level is not less than 3, all dice gain power by 1. Paradise. Upgrade passive Zealots. Deal 6 to 16 stagger damage to a random enemy at the start of each scene. HP cannot be lower than 350 if HP is lower than 400. Yeah, this is gonna be a battle of the White Knights, isn't it? Arrogant self-confidence. On use, restore 1 light. Supercilious. Supercilious? I think I said that right. Combat start, abjuration. No, abjudication. If this page have mark, all dice on this page deal 50% damage and are copied as counter dice. You know, that is still technically the mark effect, so I was right to be afraid of it. And on hit, deal 5 stagger damage to target. Prey. On use, discard 2 pages, draw 1 page, and restore 3 light next scene. Gain power equal to target's emotion level, and on clash win, reduce power of opponent's next die by 2. Engraved on heart. Set on speed dice. If this page gains mark, upgrade this page. On use, take 8 damage, draw 1 page next scene. On hit, deal 2 damage to target. And whose balance? Dice on this page and the page clashing with it are unaffected by power gain or loss. On hit, inflict 3 fragile. Next scene. This battle, Archer to obtain Paradise Lost Liberate passive. Is that because we brought Hakma? You have an anti-Hakma White Knight thing going on? I see. Let's see what that does. All resistance level increased by 1. Deal 45% more damage. Upgrade passive Paradise Lost. Absorb damage which is not higher than 6. Aha. So you are empowered because we brought Hakma. Okay, good to know. Well, time to do what we do best. And try to get our combo going. Let's see, we do all share emotion level, so I think I'm gonna start as simply as I possibly can. You know what? Donkey's Bray, right? Then, Will of the City. We are going to take a little bit of damage. That's fine. Opening Ceremony to be used against those counter dice. Let's go for Fanaticism. And then I'm also just going to go for a nice, simple rebuild. Okay, you are definitely dealing a lot of White Knight themed stuff. We're currently doing very little damage because we are on Hakma's floor. And any damage we do, is going to be reduced even further because of that passive. Now, let's see if we can get some big luck and get a nice early... Okay, so we got 13th Toll. We did not get lucky enough for the Blessing, but, I mean, come on. It has the rarity of a Tier 3, so kinda didn't expect to get it. Opening Ceremony is gonna do pretty nice. Okay, a lot of counter dice to get through. Luckily, we're not taking too much damage because this floor is exceptionally tanky. Which is, of course, the point. Everyone is now emotion level 2, so we need to re-roll for it. Might take us a little bit, but you know what? This is just part of the combo. Part of the combo is spending time with your attention and focus completely on finding baptism. Lower Cripploth counter. You know what? I don't think you want to go immediately for doubt. Is lowered by the number of abilities nullified. Now, lowering is bad. Okay, you know what? Perfect meal. We're getting real close to being staggered. Also, hang on. I want to look at this animation. That looks... Oh, look at that. Look at that. So because we're so low on our... Whoa, I don't know why we went all the way down there. Because we're so low on stagger resist, because our Quiploth counter is so incredibly low, she actually has a unique, quote-quote, animation portraying that. That is... Dude, the amount of detail in this mod is crazy. Now then, Archer. Yeah, we're gonna need to get through. Now, one thing I already find myself missing is the clock notifying you that you are actually, like, getting progress. I really did like that. So let me see. This is going to give us 7 Quiploth, so we are still going to become permanently staggered, and it's then going to raise up, I believe. I think? Let me see. If staggered, do not recover from it until Quiploth counter becomes 1 or higher. So I think it kind of ticks upwards, though, right? Or are we just going to be permanently staggered forever? I don't know. Let us do all we can do. Okay, really big damage being done to Dietrich Floyd. Oof. Okay, that looked really bad, though it didn't actually do as much as I would have expected. Now, because we did take the Red Dawn, we do immediately level up our emotion level, which is going to help us quite a bit. Rooster's Crow, unfortunately, not doing a whole lot of good for us. The Ujat does get the protection off. Okay, Donkey's Bray doing some good stuff. We're not doing any damage, but we are actually debuffing, and we do get staggered on Angela. Whoa. Now, what if, hear me out, we go for Confession? Will that unstagger her? I'm now also going to go for Doubt. May as well do it now. And we can also go for the Fruit of Understanding. We have all 4. I'm worried about taking Helix of the End, even though I really like it. We'll take the God Delusion. Why not? We are kind of a god against a god right now, so I think that's really fitting. Let's go ahead and use 4 more Baptisms. That's also going to bring us really close to being in positive amounts with our Quiploth counter. This will bring us to -1, which is just about perfect. Actually, what I want to do... is there anything where you have 3 dice? No. Okay, so let's do that. Let's go for Advent. And then let's also go for the Wing Voracious for Knowledge. My reason for it is if damage is done to us... Let me see. If it's 0 at the end of the scene... If it 1 or higher... Okay. So we have to hit him at least 10 times, and then that'll make it so Angela gets affected. Okay. Yeah. Look at this. Look how beautiful this is. Chorus, Rooster's Crow, Donkey's Bray, and the Canine's Growl. Now, as far as damage, we're doing no damage. Okay, now we should actually get a little bit of damage this scene. That'll be nice. Or not. So far, it's not looking good. Even rolling 15s is currently doing a whole lot of goose eggs. But when we actually get the full White Knight going, we will be doing some decent damage. Now, hopefully... that's gonna be sooner rather than later, but we'll see. We're certainly gonna see. Our emotion level is getting very close to all of us being at emotion level 5. Oh, if only Abby gets 1 more. No, So close. Oh, no emotion level 5 for us. We do get Advent, though, which is going to help with our light restoration. Let me see. I'm going to go for Heaven. I don't know if we can actually seal any speed dice. Oh. Wait, what? We don't even have our tier 5 yet. Wait, what? That seems really early. Okay. Yeah, they made that combo much easier. It did not used to be that fast. We're not even at emotion level 5 on everyone yet, and we didn't have 12 stacks of our stuff. Now, there is one way that we can guarantee damage. Would you like to learn how? Actually, we don't have it yet. So in that case, you know what? No, I'm not going for God Delusion, not yet. I'm just gonna hold. Let my followers do as they wish. For now. Huh. Actually, because we got this early, we actually got to use Sentinel.
Thou art his son. Thou art the king.
So, no enemy can go for Carmen while there are still people alive. Huh. Interesting. Now, we can still clash. That is something to take note of. But, is it really going to matter at the end of the day? You will still die. All resistances are fatal for all of us, except for
Our ruler who seeketh to unite us under her reign.
oh yeah. Oh yeah. With that erosion, it looks like there's only one true White Knight.
Though thou art still to obtain thy power, we seeketh what thou wishes. Welcome the Lord.
What do you got? What are your passives now? A Runaway Paradise. Upgrade passives Zealots and Pure World. Deal 6 to 16 damage to a random enemy and inflict invalid power at the start of each scene. Use special page Pure Paradise every 3 scenes. Gain 2 protection and stagger protection from every alive apostle. If there is no ally, summon an apostle, but lose 100 stagger resist every time you summon an apostle. You cannot summon apostles while staggered, and all dice gain power by 2.
Thou wishest to claim thyself the Lord. Then let it be known that thy will fail. If thy wishes to be slain as a false prophet, then let our aim be true.
Right. Wow. Cool. Very cool. Thine own negligence brings about thy ruin.
We behead thy enemies. Wilt thou that we command fire?
Literally Battle of the Gods. Dude, even if this is a completely unfair fight, this is like, come on. Aesthetically, this is no joke. This is so cool, dude.
I shall preserve thee, whereas I will behead thee.
Yeah, you know what, though? This is actually a lot closer than I would have thought. Like, all things considered, there is elements to this fight that make it a lot closer than you would think. Now, that being said, let me see. So none of you have extra power, and we are inflicted with a bit of power nullification. Is it unfair of me
to make thy despair?
Nah, I think it's totally fair. After all, if you want to take my library from me, you should have tried harder. Let's go ahead and split the damage as much as we can. Overbearment is not going to be useful right now, so let thy aim run true.
Despair.
We do take a tiny bit of damage, nothing to actually make us flinch, though. I know it's a little bit hard to tell who's attacking who, but just know that there are zealots underneath the true and false gods of this library. As for who is the false one,
that is for thy to decide. Thou art the king.
ooh, Mr. Caden does end up going down.
But I will behead the false.
God dang. Yeah, I'll tell you what, they're doing damage. They are doing ample damage. Dude, you gotta admit, even if this is such like an over-the-top fight for both sides, aesthetically though, this is so freaking cool. Like, even with the effects of the screen cracking, just because two white knights are duking it out, clashing with each other's followers, clashing with each other, light everywhere. So much so that the entire screen itself is breaking. Unbalanced or not. That is pretty cool. Now, that being said, we're actually losing this fight pretty hard. So how I used to play Carmen is definitely not as good anymore. On the real though, I'm pretty sure what's causing us to lose is the fact that Archer is ineffective to everything combined with the amount of protection and stagger protection. That on top of the fact that Archer seems to be immune to all status effects is also not helping. So I do think that we lose. Technically, we could go for Heartless and just, like, finish the fight in a turn or two, but, well, what's the fun in that? Let's see, I am going to go for Arrogance. If you want something done right, you have to do it yourself. Okay, big damage being done to us. Negligence is going to cause a stagger, though. Just about taking out one of the followers. A second stagger goes down, and a second follower falls. Pure Paradise goes down. All of us take a ton of damage. Arrogance getting through those counter dice. I actually think Heartlessness didn't do anything. I think it got clashed with immediately. A little bit unfortunate there, the guaranteed counter. As you can see, though, we are doing a ton of damage, though, when we actually land it. Yeah, 20 damage per hit is no joke. Unfortunately, even with the damage down, it seems as though, well, Hang on, I wouldn't necessarily call it over. Does the God Delusion not do what I think it does anymore? It feels like every time I use it, it's not doing the desired effects. I gotta be honest. I'm really sensing that I'm not using the God Delusion correctly anymore. And yes, we could have gone for the green beam, but, well, after the bug that happened last time where everyone's permanently doing 12 less damage, let's just say that that wouldn't be pretty. So, wait a minute, hang on, I gotta look. Oh, it won't let me look at it right now. Yeah, we gotta be doing something wrong? Because it's not doing anything. Also, Heartless is not going off 6 times. So let's see. Let's try and get through all of the counter dice this time. Are we... Okay, you know what? Hang on. Overbearment. This will reverse all of our power down. I don't know if it'll reverse nullify power, but why not? Let's find out. Okay, damage being done to
the poem of paradise.
Yeah, that's definitely not being re-rolled 8 times. That was a single roll, so I'm not sure what's going on with that. Maybe it's just a bug. Oh! No, it's because of the Paradise Lost effect. You became staggered, but because of the damage that you had done in this scene, you immediately healed back the stagger, which prevented you from becoming staggered. Wow, what an interaction. Holy. Okay. Well, tell you what. Let's follow our followers a little bit and help them get some of these false followers down. Kind of hard to tell, though. Our apostles are smaller, but that doesn't really tell us a whole lot, does it? Counter dice is doing relatively well, though.
Obey.
Not doing a whole lot of damage. If we can get through these apostles, though, I'm pretty sure Archer is completely dead, and my reasoning for that is because we will get a stagger, which will make him lose lose a turn, and yeah. So wait a minute. All dice on this page are rolled 8 times. Right. Uh-oh, a little bit of damage being done to Archer. Negligence, that is 2 less protection and stagger protection. The Scythe Apostle also taking a lot of damage. Okay, the screen cracks from the raw power being exuded from both sides. Supercilious is not doing a whole lot of damage.
I will follow thee. Thou art his son.
Okay, counter dice doing very, very nicely. Obey is completely gonna win us that clash. And then the counter dice doing a good amount of damage as well. We are gonna take a little bit of damage, but it's not nearly enough. Oh, interesting. So if we kill every apostle, you just don't get staggered. Okay, that's kind of annoying, actually. So we have to only kill 3 apostles. Okay. Ooh, we full-on lost 2 of our apostles. Oh, dang. Wow. Yeah, I actually think the fact that we full-blown lost some apostles actually might mean the end. Very, very unfortunate. Now, there is still a world where we can make something happen, but it's certainly not looking good anymore, I can tell you that much. I mean, to be fair, there is a world where you can say that it hasn't been looking good for a majority of this fight, and you would be correct, but The fact that we full-blown lost a few apostles is, not good, is a way to say it. Despair is going to debuff them a fair bit. Okay, and we do also get a very nice stagger. If we can kill one of the apostles, that will help a lot. Only one apostle left on the enemy side. This is where we try to do big damage. We basically have to go all in right now, because if we don't, it is over. Plain and simple. Big damage. Big damage. Alright, yeah. Technically, we could just sit here forever and eventually whittle Archer down. I'm gonna be honest. I'd rather just call it a tie. At this rate, we've been stalemating for a hot minute. Let's just see if God Delusion actually does its thing. Mass Individual. Nothing! Oof. Yeah, turn 34. At this point, I don't think our two apostles are dying. I'm never going for this Guardian Apostle. And we are very slowly winning over the damage on Archer, but it's so slow. I think by the time we actually did it, we would probably be at like turn 90. So while it is possible that we can just flat whittle Archer down and win at this point, because we have effectively infinite time, I gotta be honest, that would be the most boring way to finish this fight. So I'm just gonna move on. Sorry, I know that's anticlimactic, but hey, what are you gonna do? Lancelot. Endured to everything except blunt, and endured to everything stagger except slash. By the way, Sally, for the moment, is sitting out because of the whole bugged Sigley thing. So we are bringing Roland. I didn't bother changing our name and everything. It is whatever. It's Roland. Let's see. Lancelot. Draw 2 pages at the start of the act. Choose a random type of tier trail. Add a page which can change type of tier trail in Ego deck. Blessing. 2 random allies except self gain 2 protection and haste at the start of each scene. Trail of tier. What just happened? All dice gain power by 1 when tier trail had been changed. If tier trail is rapid pierce, on a successful pierce attack, if the die rolled max value, consider the target's resistances above normal as normal. Cannot affect immune and cannot be transferred. Star etiquette. If none pierce dice is not rolled maximum value, re-roll it dice. Each dice only. Or each dice once. All dice gain power by 1. Take 75% less damage and stagger damage. I'm sorry? HP cannot be less than 320, and if it gets lower than 400... Quick thinking. Rely on own situation in the previous scene. A speed dice will fix using a suitable random page, and this speed dice cannot be actively selected. Starlight Condensation. On use, discard 1 page, draw 1 light, and restore 2 light next scene. On Clash Win, draw 1 page. Starlight Sword. On use, restore 2 light. If tier trail is rapid pierce, draw 1 additional page at the start of next scene. On Clash Win, reduce power of opponent's next die by 2. On hit, inflict 1 fragile next scene. Little Light. If this page deal 20 or more damage, draw 1 page and reduce target's resistances by 1 level. If target have Little Light, inflict 5 fragile instead. On hit, inflict 1 disarm next scene, and on hit, inflict 2 fragile next scene. And 3-point Stardust. If all offensive dice hit the target, destroy a target's combat page, which we'll use next. Oof. On hit, inflict 2 bleed. On hit, inflict 1 fragile. And on hit, inflict 2 fragile.
Well then, let the reception of the stars begin.
Bonk. Yeah, that whole take 75% less damage, definitely feeling it. Wheels prevents us from taking a lot of damage. Ocean Current is going to do some stagger. Wheels prevents us from taking a lot of damage. And then we take a lot of stagger damage. Mook Workshop, just to restore some of our resources. And you guessed it, after this Zelkova Workshop, we don't use the third wheels. Okay. Yeah, we used third wheels just to really prevent damage. We're going to go for Dimensional Gloves just to try and keep ourselves a little bit safe. I'm going to go for Combo Mook Workshop just to do everything that we can do. Let's see. Let's get some more combo going. Bada boom, bada bing. We're going to go Old Boys. Over on Mr. Ayan, we're going to go for Censored. And then we are going to try and block some damage right here. We're going to go Ranga Motion. Let's see. Power of Knowing. And then we could use Memories of a Star. And that should be pretty good, I hope. We're also going to go for Scenario just so we can draw a little bit. Okay. So far, so nothing. We've still done 0 damage. Okay, our counter dice not doing as much as I would like. Mook Workshop doing a good amount of damage, though we immediately get poked. 1 damage at a time. We are getting through this 700 health. Oh, yeah. That, ooh, this is gonna be a long fight. Taking 75% reduced damage from everything is kind of brutal. We're gonna, you know what? We're just gonna prepare ourselves to go full Ayan build. Crown of Thorns. That way everybody is buffed except for Mr. Ayan, who is debuffed. We do get our first card, and it's gonna be Gemini. Yeah, we're just gonna go for it. And then I do want to protect her as much as possible. How are we gonna do that? Not able to go for Furioso just yet, so we're gonna go Alias Workshop. Let's see, Ulterior Logic just to do some big damage. I am going to go for Alias Workshop right here to try and protect us. Then we can go for another Ulterior Atelier Logic. Let's go Censored, and then go Crime. Then, let's see. Is this a bad time to use Overcharge Serum? Yeah, it probably is. Let's go Crystal Ulterior. And then I'm gonna go with Degraded Expiration, and let's just hope that this is enough. Okay, combo dealing a lot of damage on both sides. Crystal Ulterior Motion is... Dude, the damage we're doing is pathetic. There's no hyping it up. The damage we're doing is straight up pathetic. Now, we are gaining some knowledge, which is gonna be nice for the final stages of the fight. The bleed is currently doing more damage than we are. We do get a little bit of healing on all of us. Alias Workshop doing okay damage, all things considered. Let's do Performance on Ayan. There you go. He can redirect anyone that he wants. Good. Great. Extra power. We like it. I don't think there's any ego pages. Yeah, I don't think there's any ego pages that we could go for that would actually be useful. Let's go ahead and reduce the power of these, and then I'm going to go for a crime once again. We have not used all of our pages, so we're going to go for combo right here. Let's do a Ranga, and then let's do Durndal, and that's all of our pages that we need. Then, we're not able to stop any damage, so I'm just going to go for more combo. That way we both restore light, crystal ulterior, and another combo, just so we all get good pages. You know what? Restore 2 light, and then gain some draw based on our fragments. Let me see. We still have 4 more pages to go here, so we're going to go ulterior logic, and then I'm also going to go for a Durndal just to try and get some strength. Every little bit is going to count for this fight, considering the damage that we're not doing. Now, we're not actually taking too much damage ourselves, and I think that's just because of the amount of healing that this floor has, with both Aeon and all of our builds having some form of sustain. Overall, I don't think we're doing terrible, we're just not moving fast at all. Now, Durndal on multiple of our characters is going to help with that, combined with the amount of combo pages that we're getting from Angelica and Roland. It's helping, and the silence debuff is also helping, but we do still have a phase 2 to worry about, so hopefully it's going to be easier said than done. I'm going to go Forbidden Fruit, and next we're going to go Path of Sins. What a knowledge to get. Kenji! Time to do some damage. Can't miss it. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, I think we got it. I think that's dead on. We're going to find out, aren't we? You might take 75% less damage, but let's see you deal with percentage health damage. Also, I'll show you what ego pages everyone got right after this encounter. Counter dice doing big damage because Aeon is absolutely buffed to the 9s and back. Oh wow, you're actually doing a lot of damage though. There's a chance Aeon dies. If Aeon dies, it actually sucks. Okay, double Mook Workshop. A little bit of flat damage, never hurt anybody. We're basically just trying to do as much damage this turn as we possibly can. Literally just going all in. Okay. Counter dice, working nicely. Kenji. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that effect definitely still goes off. So we're in phase 2 now. A little bit scary, but hey, it might be fine. Path of Sins. And ending. Okay, as expected, the phase 2 has begun. Did you just bug out the reception? Are you kidding me? Really? Yep, that's that. Nice. You know what really sucks? Furioso was ready. Furioso was ready. Furioso was ready. Oh, God, that sucks. Okay, here's what we had. Love is what we chose for Angelica. I thought it was funny. Rhythm is what we chose for Roland. Violence is what we chose for the Book Hunter. For Dark Carmen, we went for Claws of Savagery. And for Aeon, we went for Glitter, because I figured with Performance and Glitter, that was just going to be insane. Like, up to 4 power for free. However, we're soft-locked, so doesn't matter what we had. because the reception's over. Alrighty, well, with that, I believe we're gonna call it here. Yeah, I know we didn't really get to see that final fight. I gotta be honest, though, this mod is kind of overstaying its welcome in my mind. Combined with the fact that I think the base mod update, is kind of just breaking a lot of things. The game seems exceptionally unstable right now. So, hopefully the new base mod update gets ironed out. Gotta be honest though, I'm probably just gonna quote backdate to the experimental base mod because at least the game was working. Yeah, I really don't know what's going on though as far as the technical side of things. Could be base mod, could just be because a lot of these mods are old, could be something weird happened in the translation, which is causing stuff to not work properly, could be a modded conflict, whole book of stuff that it could be. So yeah, I don't really know what's going on with as far as the technical stuff goes. It's probably some form of confliction. There is a lot of heavy-duty mods all working in conjunction with each other, so I don't know. But regardless, I believe that's gonna call it here. So, what did I think of these receptions? There's clearly a lot of effort in every single one of these receptions. The mod author clearly thought about they're using this ego based on this abnormality, so they're gonna stay to the effects of what they're using, which I like quite a bit. I do like that it's quote lore accurate with everything that's being used. White Knight summoning apostles, Snow Queen obviously having to do with being super chilly and not being able to do much, Yin and Yang being all about the balance of the give and take, you know, the Silent Orchestra being all about not staggering from the performance and basically distracting your enemies with song. You know, I definitely think there's a lot of really cool stuff in these receptions. I gotta be honest though, and I know that this is a very popular complaint from D-Roll Shadow, so you're gonna have to bear with me. The balance is all over the place, man. Like, the Yin and Yang fight felt pretty fair and balanced. Despite what the comments of the mod say, the Yin and Yang fight, honestly, was probably one of the more balanced fights here. Like, yeah, reversing the health threshold can be kind of gimmicky, but, I mean, that's no different from fighting Tanya with the Guts passive, and she gets empowered after Guts goes off, so, you know? So, to me, that's really not that big of a deal. Like, yeah, it's a revival passive, which most characters have in these receptions, but to me, it was a revival passive that made a lot of aesthetic sense. And yeah, I mean, not taking damage at a 15% chance is can feel really bad if that 15% chance rolls enough times. But it was super cool. But then there's other fights that feel literally impossible. A big offender of that being the mimicry fight. Now, it seems like there is actually ways to get about it. Like, I'm gonna imagine Hod's Floor using Sanguine Desire would probably get through the fight no problem, provided you can actually get to the point where you can use Sanguine Desire. As we saw, Sombor, just by using Tackle Mount, was able to get through the fight no problem. So, I'm going to consider that fight more of a puzzle fight. If you can figure out how to use the bleed against him, it's perfect. If you can't, it's going to be basically impossible. So, in that respect, I think it's cool that it is more of a puzzle reception than it is an actual just brute force fight. But some of those receptions, man, they felt a little bit crazy. Like, for example, alright, you bring White Knight against White Knight, you're gonna be empowered, whatever. But endured to everything and absorbs 3 or less already is kind of crazy. And then making it to where you're doing like hundreds of damage to the enemy party simply by existing. That White Knight fight was, you know, we did the hard version of it, but it still felt a little bit lopsided, is what I'll say. But then, you know, other receptions, like obviously taking 5% of max HP, it makes aesthetic sense. It's not too crazy OP. Obviously, it's based on Judgment Bird, so it's not like the craziest. So what I want to say is, like, 4 out of 8 receptions felt amazingly balanced. Obviously, this one doesn't really count because it is an optional one. So the balance is pretty 50-50. Some fights feel super lopsided, some are really, really fun and feel completely fair. It's kind of just a gamble what you're going to get, because it just feels like the balance is all over the place. Like, for example, this reception here, mwah, and then the reception right above it, impossible. And then the reception right above that, wow, that was super easy. Obviously, not true to scale, but you get what I'm saying, I'm sure. So, yeah, I did really like this mod. Balance is all over the place, though, so, you know, usual Shadow complaint. What are you gonna do? But, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. And in the next one, I think we're gonna see what the new Cold Sun stuff is, as well as do a couple more requested mods, provided that we have the time. But Cold Sun does have a tendency to have a crap ton of story, so we'll see if it eats up too much time. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.